Good evening, good evening. It's A-level results day. We want to know how you did. We spend all our year working our asses off to try and help you guys get the best grades possible. And now it's like basically our chance to see the fruits of your work, all the hard work that you've been doing. So basically, jump on, say hello, let us know. We're going to be asking you some questions about your grades and stuff like that. So you can hold off on your grades for just a little second just yet. Rich Warburton's with me. Hey, Rich. Just
Yeah, I'm meeting myself. How are we doing, guys? Hopefully, you've all had a really successful day. You got loads of things to celebrate, getting into your first choice, maybe getting into your second choice. Whatever it was you were aiming for, then hopefully that's come true for you today. So, yeah, we're just here to muscle in on your celebrations, hopefully.
Oh, Matt, we got your video. Matt entered our results day reactions competition, sent us a video of him opening the results. Congratulations, Matt. I think you got A, B in biology, chemistry, and a B in maths. Wonderful. I think your video, I've only seen a handful of them so far, but your video I think is my favorite so far. So you're definitely in line with a chance to win that £100 for our favorite video. And yeah, all the entrants who meet the qualifications, like filming it landscape and making sure it's nicely lit, etc., get 30 quid. So if anyone has recorded their results reactions, then send them through to us. Ronnie's in the chat. She's got terrible internet in a hotel somewhere. Where are you, Ronnie? Are you in London? I didn't even ask you when we were talking earlier on. Oh, I got A's in chemistry, 3 marks off an A in biology. Okay, so we're gonna, so congratulations. Okay, so let's see. What do we want to start with? Let's go. Well, we'll wait till we've got a few more people online. There's only 15 or so of you on there right now. So if any of you got any specific cases that you'd like to discuss, you're not too sure what to do with your next steps, that maybe you missed your firm choice offer, you don't know whether to accept your second choice offer, or basically we're going to help with. Rich did a great YouTube live yesterday with some of the different options in terms of like accepting or going through clearing and things like that. So if you've got any questions about all of that, we'll be here to answer them a little bit later on. I don't know. Well, I suppose we can say if you didn't get your grades, then our money back guarantee, obviously, if you're one of our Ultimate Guide students, does apply. So we can go through some of the details of that later on as well. There's a page on the Tailored Tutors website, money back guarantee for the forms to apply. If you did multiple subjects, then you have to do one form for each subject. I can run you through all of that a bit later on. Maybe we could just start with a little bit on the competition again, just in case any of you had, just to remind you. I think that's something that might be quite good for us to do just quickly. So let me just switch windows here and share my screen very quickly. I'm just going to share this so basically from the website here, there's results day contest. And from this page, you'll get all the information about how to enter the contest. You've probably opened your results already, so you might not be able to do a live reactions video. I'm going to just tell you right here and right now, if you would want to enter the competition and you record us a nice video saying what results you went from, what grade you started at, what grade you finished with, how Tailored Tutors helped you in each of your subjects. If you want to record a video like that, that's not exactly a live reactions video, but you still want to enter the contest. If it's a video that we can use in terms of like sharing Tailored Tutor stories with other students, we can use it on our Instagram, we can use it on our YouTube, and you submit the video that we can use, we'll also give you the £30. But just make sure it's a nice video. Read all the qualification stuff down here. Okay, so I think that's probably a little bit on the competition. Rich is sending me a message in the chat. Oh, the invite link. Sorry about that, mate. You found it?
I can see people's comments in the chat now, which is awesome.
Okay.
Yeah, I've spoken to a number of people this morning, like really chuffed. Some people have phoned us directly just to let us know how they got on, which is absolutely amazing because we work hard to try and bring you the best, and it's nice to know how you guys get on because we've got a lot of students under our wing, and it's nice to know how you get on. You're not just a number here at TT.
Yeah, it's so nice when Rich, Ronnie, and I certainly students have got do the biology, the chemistry, and the math, and they asking us questions inside the courses. Like you really get a feel for someone's personality, the way in which you write the questions, how you approach tackling things, and we get together and chat, obviously quite often, and we'll be talking about individual students. Oh, do you see this person written there? And like, yeah, so it's really nice. I do feel like I really know all those students who are asking me questions on a weekly basis. So it's really nice for us to get your results, unlike being your school or college teacher where you get a spreadsheet of all your students and their results. We kind of have to rely on you guys to tell us. So if you were one of our Tailored Tutor subscribers, then please do let us know. You can send us emails, put it in the chat here. Just let us know what you did. What we want to do, last year we did some analysis on the grades and got basically people who completed a minimum of 50% of the course in each of the subjects, and the grade change had gone from a 1.7 grade. So if you were at a D, you were at like a C, and then 1.7, we obviously decimalized it. So basically nearly a 2-grade improvement. So the more data we have, the more reliable that becomes, the better we can show you how effective the courses are. Because we know that they work, but sometimes it's good to just back that up with some hard facts. Shall we do a bit of a who? Okay, so who in the chat? I want to see in the chat who did biology. Just give me a yes or a bio or something in the chat in YouTube, just to say if you did biology and with Tailored Tutors. Going to York's, well done, Samuel. So yeah, let me know in the chat if you did. There's a bit of a delay, so we'll just make sure that we get a few yeses and hell yes and whatnot. Okay, so we've got James and Yonav and Upop and Hillary. Okay, so those people that use TT ideally. I mean, if you just use the YouTube playlist, that's totally fine. I want you to write in the chat, but don't send it yet. I want you to write from a grade when you started using Tailored Tutors to a grade. So your starting grade to your finishing grade. So from a blank to a blank, and you obviously fill it in. What would you have got the day that you found Tailored Tutors? You'd done the exam on that day. What grade would you have got? Ask yourself that question honestly. That's the first blank. And then to your grade that you got in biology today. So don't send it in just yet. Just I want like a little wall, so everyone has the chance to write from a whatever C to a whatever grades are real to you. You can all write it out, and I'm going to give you a countdown in a minute, and then you can send them, and we're just going to see what for biology only. We'll do this for chemistry, and we'll do this for maths as well. So you have your opportunity to do it for all those other subjects. For biology, from a something to a something. Is everybody ready? We've only got, I mean, I'm sure the numbers in the room are going to improve. We've only got 32 people watching now. Mind you, you're probably all celebrating as well. Okay, those biology students, from a something to a something, in the chat, let's see it. I want to see what your grade changes have been in biology by using Tailored Tutors. I want to see. Okay, so from a B to an A star, James Mullen. James, I know you've been working with us throughout the course. You've been in all our web classes. It fills my heart to know that you've A star in biology. I'm so stoked for you. You came to our testimonial filming day. C to an A star, CD to an A. Hillary, everybody, Holly, amazing. Hillary, you've been super active in lots of our YouTube stuff as well. It's been really nice so nice to complete the journey. Anybody else? Yeah, there's got to be a few more biology students out there. Maybe you weren't. Maybe you weren't that active with Tailored Tutors. Possibly you just use some of our live stuff. MM. Okay, so MM. What did you get in what? How has it helped your biology? What grade were you at before you started in biology? Also, some things I want to know. I will maybe do that generically after. Well, maybe I think that's more of a generic thing that we can do about which features, which bits about Tailored Tutors you think have helped you the most. But let's do for chemistry. Who's here for chemistry? Just give us a yes, a chem, or something like that.
Yeah, where's my chemists? I want to know where my chemists are.
Yeah, so we're going to do the same thing now. Just let us know, first of all, if you did chemistry. Give us a yes or a chem or a whoop whoop, something like that. Okay, CIE is the Cambridge International Exam Board.
Is it CIE? I thought that was, or is that different?
CIE, I think, is the exam board, is the Cambridge International, is the OCR International wing. UPOT from an A to an A star, only with the live streams. And obviously a whole lot of work. I mean, your guys, we can help you. We can put the resources there. We can answer all your questions. We can guide you as best we can. But ultimately, it's you guys. The success is all your hard work and effort and all those hours doing practice questions and studying and filling your head full of information, ultimately it's you guys that do the work. There's only so much we can do, but we just try and make it as simple as we can. Okay, so we've got a few chemists.
The right tools. So yeah, again, I wanted to do the same. Basically what Rich just said, what you just did for biology. Okay, I just want you to type it out. Don't hit send. I'll give you a countdown. Okay, so I just want you to say, right, from A, whatever grade, to A, whatever grade you finished with. Okay, so what grade were you at before you started using TT? And then what grade did you get today in your final results? Okay, so from a what to a what in chemistry. So I want you guys to type that out. And then 3, 2, 1. I want you to put it in a chat for me because I want to see what improvement you guys have made. And yes, I want to know where T-Boy is as well. T-Boy's been pretty active on our YouTube lives. And, you know, it's a shame he's not here. I want to know how he got on.
B to an A in chemistry, D to a C.
B to a C, that's all right. Improvement, that's what we like to see.
Totally. Yeah, T-Boy phoned earlier, didn't he, Rich?
Oh, is that?
Oh no, it was Tej. It was Teju who phoned you, was it?
Yeah, it was Tej to call. B to an A star, brilliant. And again, B to an A star, absolutely amazing.
You put again just using our live streams and stuff like that. We're pretty active in the exam window there. CD to an A star, Yonav, killing it.
That's it. I was speaking to you know, another student we know this year, Alexandra. She was saying she went from an E at the end of year 1 to an A this year as well in the chemistry as well. So yeah, she got in touch just to let us know how pleased she was. You know, everyone's going to their first choice university.
There should be a little prize amongst us, TT. Like the first person last year, I had a few people went from an E to an A. I didn't get anyone from an E to an A star. So if anyone used Tailored Tutors this year in any subject and went from an E to an A star from like your last year's AS sort of mock grade to this year, I want to know, because I think that we'll get a little prize for whoever TT teacher managed to help you get to that milestone, to that goal. Okay, that's
from a B to a B, but only 5 marks off an A. Yeah, paper 3. It can be a bit nasty, that, Harris. But what's most important, did you get into the university of your choice? You know, and that's interesting. Actually, I'd like to know what all you guys are studying at university, or maybe it's something completely different that you're doing. Maybe you're going into an apprenticeship, or you know, an undergrad apprenticeship or something like that.
Let's do maths just quickly first, and then I think that's a great question. Let's do that. So again, if you did maths with Tailored Tutors, got into med school, Harris. Okay, so wonderful. So the B didn't throw you off too much. That's awesome. We'll save all that for just a second. Just maths students now. From a something to a something, using Ronnie's awesome course. Like Ronnie, like a lot of people, maths is really weird because it's a skills-based subject. You're learning techniques and methods and stuff like that. So sometimes learning someone else's technique feels like it's more work. She is so experienced. She knows those exams and what the mistakes is. Maths is all about not making mistakes. Most people at some point can do each of the questions, but they might do the same question 5 times and they might make a mistake 3 out of those 5 times. So Ronnie's experience with marking and knowing how to help you save yourself from making those mistakes is what makes the difference in maths. And that's why she's so amazing. Well, one of the reasons why she's so amazing. So, so I would say, yeah, anyone who's used the maths course with Tailored Tutors, again, from a something to a something, put it in the chat. I'll give you a countdown. I'll go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, send it. Okay. And then once we've got a few of those trickle in, we will then do, yeah, what's next for you guys? If anyone's got any then questions for us about how to go through clearing, if you missed your firm choice offer, we'll do a little section on all of those to make sure we're supporting you as best we can there as well. Oh, he nearly got an A in maths. Oh, was that enough for you, Jen? Well, we'll come back to you. C to an A in maths. UCAS track still hasn't updated. Interesting. We'll come back to that, Michael. Sophie, AAA, Biomed, well done. Okay, so let's do that now. What's next for you guys? Did you get your firm choice offer? And what is your next steps? I love students keeping in touch with me. I still get the odd email from students my first ever students who did their exams in 2015 and now pretty much finishing university. And so some of them are now going in, well, not if they're doing medicine, some of them are going into their careers and and I still get messages from students who used my course in 2015, which is amazing. Okay, so that's for you, Ken Rich.
OCR exam breakdown, 77, 79, paper 3, 35, but I missed out a quarter of paper 3.
Oh,
so that's
wow.
a chunk, that, isn't it, Harris? So to be fair, all things considered, from what you were saying before, you C to a B, then that's amazing. That paper 3 was massive as well, if I remember rightly. So you know what, everyone's in the same boat. I think they need to cut them down a little bit. Your exam breakdown, you should get a printout, shouldn't you? You can get, isn't it on the email? I thought you were told how you got on in each exam individually. Yeah, Eamon, I think, or Ayman, I think you should have had a breakdown.
You can definitely get one. If it doesn't give you one, I don't know where that is. With my exam results back when I got my A levels, I got a separate, it was multiple pages. Each exam board then gave me a breakdown if I did like AQA biology, and I think I did EdXL history or something like that. Then each exam board had a different printout in my envelope, but it must be available. I mean, obviously that data's there. Check with your exams officer at school, because each school may do that slightly differently. Okay.
If it doesn't say on the exam slip, then ask your teachers. Yeah, absolutely. I think I thought it was just a matter of course that you got your email and it had the breakdown on it, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they've changed it. Get in contact with your school. If you haven't got it, then you tweeted your teacher and he said,
okay. Yeah, your teachers will have all the data, that's for sure. So always maybe go in, and if they've worked hard for you as well, maybe go and say thank you to your teacher. I mean, teachers do work incredibly hard, especially for the amount that they get paid. So, I mean, that they really appreciate it. I know when I had lots of tutees, they'd always come and say thank you. So, I mean, maybe your teacher didn't help you that much, but either way, if you feel like they worked hard for you, then a little thank you is always nice.
Yeah,
I'm sure they'll appreciate it. Okay, so next steps, we haven't had too many, a lot of med school. I would say a YouTuber that's done some sort of collaborations with us, he's really keen on the Tailored Tutors courses, is Raihan Hussain. So I think his YouTube channel is Medicality, I think it's called. It's all about being a medic student and starting medicine and stuff like that. Something we might look at doing in the future is doing some UCAT and maybe Guide to Freshers Week. So if any of you guys out there are going to go to Freshers Week and you're super keen to do vlogging and like build a social media presence, if you want to do like your Guide to Freshers Week, it's something that we could do collaborations with, because obviously it's very real for our students who are leaving year 13 and moving on to A level. So if that's something that's totally up your boat and you want to do like a video vlog of the first term, something like that, get in touch and we'll see if there's any collaborations we can do there. Okay.
The other tip I would suggest for getting prepared for med school is just be prepared for some big nights out, because they have got a reputation, medicine students, a real reputation for
work hard, play hard.
What's that, Rich?
Work hard, play hard, pretty much.
Yeah,
the medic.
Absolutely.
I'd say tips for Freshers Week. Ideally, eat some vegetables. I remember eating no vegetables. If not, multivitamins. Freshers flu is real. If you party 7 nights in a row, which is quite common, and you go out drinking and go to bed at 4 a.m. and just wreck yourself, which is pretty much what a lot of students do. I don't necessarily think that's the only way to have a good time in Freshers Week, but if you do, then make sure that you're drink some water and have some vitamins, because otherwise you will get sick. And you might get sick anyway, because you're just going to be smashing your immune system. Other things I'd suggest: go to if you're into sport. I love playing sport at university. You will never have a better opportunity to play decent level sport, motorsport. You can do go-kart racing, you can do korfball, things you've never heard of as sports, and it's all cheap. Nothing's run for a profit there. You have the best opportunities to go and play high level sport or fun level sport. It doesn't have to be a top level at all. There's lots and lots of, they'll have university, you can play for the sixth team and just have purely social sports. So like, if you're into that, there's so many like-minded people, the opportunities to do art, to do drama, to do music, to do anything that you want to do is there. And your best chance of getting stuck in and like everything, it's expected that you're new to be everything during Freshers Week and the first term. So just dip your finger in all those different pots and pies and try out a whole bunch of different stuff. If you don't like it, don't continue with it. But that way, that really enriched my university experience. Also, it helped me build friendship groups with students in other years who were then effective mentors in later on down the line. As in my first year, I had exams, and then you had second and third year students who can coach you, show you where things are in the library. Like it's a really good way of building your friendship circle and just establishing yourself in the first term.
Yeah, I echo all of that. Absolutely. It's just, you're going to meet some amazing people when you go to university. You're going to make friends for life there, for sure. I still meet up every year with the guys that I went to uni with. We always meet up and basically just chew the fat, talk about how many kids they've got nowadays and stuff like that. But yeah, you really meet some amazing people. Can I just give a shout out to Frib123? We haven't mentioned them yet. A-star A in biology, chemistry, and maths, which is an absolute amazing.
Heidi, exactly the same. A-star, A-star, A. One up, amazing.
Yeah, that's amazing. Caitlin, you're all right to interrupt. By all means, interrupt. That's what we're here for. Wondering how to sign up for this. Seeing people's grade jump makes me want to be able to do the same with TT. You can absolutely do the same. So first step, go to our website. Okay, it's basically just tailoredtutors.co.uk. Head on over there, and there's 2 free courses actually you can get involved in. One is our just free trial. Okay, dip into that and sign up for any subject for biology, chemistry, or maths, or you can have a look at I take it you're just starting year 13. Okay, so you got year 13 coming up in September. Have a look at our starting year 2 kits for biology, chemistry, and maths. That's the best way to kind of get a head start ready for this year. And if you like what you see and you want to join us on the journey, then by all means, you can sign up. Okay, so if you got any questions, you know where we are. You can use the chat in the website, or you can just send us an email. You can give us a call even. So, have a look for free. And then if you like it, just join.
Okay, so in fact, those of you that use Tailored Tutors this year, and one more thing I'd like you to throw in the chat for me. What would be your advice, people have just got their results? Would you advise, like, how much have you used Tailored Tutors? What's your advice to people who haven't used Tailored Tutors yet? Do you think it's worth the money? People often say it's really expensive. I don't think those people really understand how much work we do answering your questions, doing live classes. We are your tutor, and we make ourselves available to you to ask questions and do all that kind of stuff. And it can't just be a single price of have it for a tenner. Just like good teaching staff need good salaries, and it's really important to us that the teaching is like the best it possibly can be. So if you've used Tailored Tutors, what's your advice to students who are thinking about it? Maybe they're starting year 12 this year, or they're starting year 13 this year. Heidi, I think you kind of nailed it there. Enroll early enough, not just the month before exams. Yeah, totally.
Yeah, I mean, that is probably the biggest comment we get from students saying, I wish I'd found it earlier, or I wish I'd started earlier. Even 3 or 4 months before. You don't have to do the whole year. But if you just do 1 month, that's still a lot of stuff to get through. There's only so much help we can give in a month, isn't there?
Yeah.
But, everyone says, I wish I found it earlier. And that's probably one of the biggest things that students say. Yeah, again, Abdullah, start early. Harris agrees.
Yeah. Totally. I mean, there's so much, especially in biology, but I mean, all the A levels, there's so much like content to get your head around. Trying to do all that in 6 weeks. I mean, a lot of students come to us in May half term with the exam starting the following week. I mean, I don't know of any more effective course out there for teaching you the content in a week. It's still totally worth doing if you start in May half term, and you will still potentially go up a grade or 2. But to give yourself like the best chance, start with it. Give yourself a couple of months at the minimum, really, just because there's so much volume and it's stressful. Trying to learn 1,000 facts in a week is a lot more stressful than trying to earn 1,000 facts over 6 weeks, over 12 weeks. So,
yeah, so people just echoing there. James saying private tutoring, it's great value and no brainer. Start early and stick to it. Harrison, really good bit of advice, saying watch the videos before you do it in class, and then you can consolidate whilst you're in class. So if you've got a really good knowledge of that subject before you go in and your teacher goes through it, then you spend a bit more time in class doing it that way. So it's not necessarily a revision tool. It's something that can teach you, and then you can use your school or college to consolidate. And that's amazing for us to think that you're learning it with us and then using your teachers to kind of like get some extra resources and top up on it. I mean, it's absolutely amazing feeling that you guys are doing that.
Caitlin, the prices depends if you're year 12, year 13. Basically, year 12, if you're in year 12, it's 40 quid a month, 39 a month for the content guide. And if you're in year 13, it's 50 quid a month. And that's obviously unlimited usage. You watch as many videos as you want. You ask us questions. You join there's live classes every week. So you get like 2 hours of live teaching every week for that. It's like, it's like an hour with a tutor, or you have like tens and tens of hours with us. Okay, so
we got Anastasia there. Sorry, mate, just picking up on the comments. Yep. Wondering how we're teaching international students. Yeah, 100%. Doesn't matter where you're from. I mean, obviously, we're doing UK exam boards, AQA, EdXL, and OCR. I actually spoke to a student and their parent in Saudi Arabia today, and they're doing like the UK exam board, and yeah, they found us. And if you're doing the right exam board, then by all means you can join in. But even if your exam board's slightly different, if you want to just get in touch, we can always advise you as to which exam board is the most appropriate for the one that you're doing. So, whilst we are, looking at the main three in the UK, there's always a bit of wiggle room for other exam boards as well. So yeah, by all means, check it out.
We had a comment just above quick question from Sick Justice. We basically had a question there saying, I failed my A-levels, I didn't pay enough attention. Is it possible if I work hard this year to get A stars at the end of year 13? Kind of totally depends on like where you're at. Totally, it's possible. It's definitely not impossible. However, it depends on what GCSE grades did you get. Were you getting A's and A stars at GCSEs, or were you getting like C's and D's at GCSE? Or in fact, it's not even graded. It's like, it depends what numbers you were getting at GCSE. I'm in the old school. I got A's and A stars rather than 9s in my GCSEs. And so I would say, yes, it's possible. I mean, it would take quite a lot of work, obviously. It depends when you say failed. Do you mean like literally you unclassified like 3 out of 100 kind of score, or do you mean that you got D's, and by that you consider that to be a fail because previously you've always got top grades? So let us know. Let us know about that, and we will. We can then give you a bit more advice on that. But it is possible. It would take hard work and obviously recapping all your year 12 content. A stars. I mean, I can't guarantee anyone an A star. You have a bad day on the exam, you're sick. You basically, no matter what student you are, you can't guarantee an A star. A's much more achievable because the margin for error for like dropping a few marks and dropping out the A star bracket is so small. But I'd say to an A, much more likely than A stars. A stars are a little bit gold dusty there.
Because it's a really small top percentage that get A stars. Remember, you're in competition with other students to get in that top bracket, and it's a lot smaller bracket than it is for A's, B's, and C's. So yeah, you're always looking for an advantage over the other students in your cohort. It's not you against the exam board; it's you against the other students that are sitting the exam in that same year.
I don't know. I was listening to the radio this morning, and you can't win. Everyone's saying the grade boundaries for some math students or for some maths exam boards is 50%. That means the exams are getting easier. It's like, how dumb are you people? You obviously don't have very good A levels, because the lower the grade boundaries, the more difficult the exam was. Like, I don't see how people, I mean, obviously at first glance, it looks like, oh, you only need 50% to get an A. Well, that obviously means that to get 50% was difficult, because they're not just handing out A's just willy-nilly just for fun. They're obviously giving it to the top bracket. So therefore, the lower the grade boundaries, the more difficult the exam.
Just a couple of things to pick up in the chat. Jazz, don't let people's results day videos stress you out. That's their game. You've got your own game. Okay, pay no attention to anybody else. All right, you just look after yourself, and don't let anybody else stress you out. Is my advice. Just blank it out. But can we just talk to Usman? Because Usman,
yeah, I was just about to pull it up. I was just going to show him the money back guarantee page and all that kind of stuff.
Cool, but he's right. I mean, TT isn't magic.
100%.
Like it's advertised. To be fair, I don't think we've ever advertised that it's magic. There's no magic pill. It takes hard work. I mean, we're here to explain the content to you, to give you ways of memorizing the content, to give you ways of attacking exams using the right technique, and revising in the right way. We're just imparting advice to you guys. And yes, it requires elbow grease from you. It does require hard work, as Usman's saying, So you know what? I mean, there's always going to be, students. It's not a magic pill. There's always going to be students who don't necessarily improve. The vast majority do, which is why we're so confident. And as Rich mentioned before, we've got that money back guarantee, whereby we are confident you are going to improve by at least a grade if you let us take you on this journey and help you with your exams. But it does require work from yourself. If we could sit the exam for you, then it's a magic pill, right?
Yeah,
but we can't. So.
Yeah, well, let me just take over there, Rich. I'll show Usman. Usman, I'm really sorry to hear that it hasn't worked for you this time round. I actually got an email this morning from Amy. Amy, shout out to you if you're there, who did use Tailored Tutors the year before and got a C, and she wasn't happy with that. She wanted to do, I think, biomed. And as a result, she retook biology this year. She took a gap year, retook biology using Tailored Tutors again, and she got an A this year. And she wrote me a lovely email this morning saying how thankful she was. And she didn't realize that she actually had a slightly an unusual form of dyslexia that was undiagnosed. So it was that she needed extra time in the exam. So this is the money back guarantee page. In the menu, it is under contact and info, about Tailored Tutors, and then the money back guarantee. So that's where to find it. If you need it, you can check out the full terms of conditions of there. Just make sure you read it through just to make sure you qualify. But the headline, as I said, it's not a magic pill. Enroll in the Ultimate Guide before the start of June. Obviously, if you enroll in June with 2 weeks to go through exams, we can't really guarantee you're going to improve a grade. You get enrolled in the money back guarantee course, but you have 14 days to let us know what your starting grade is. So obviously, we're going to say you're going to improve a grade. You've got to give us your starting grade. We don't just take your word for it. We're not that stupid or trusting, because students will quite happily lie. But yeah, as long as you send us your starting grade within the first 2 weeks of you joining the course, you fill in the form, you complete 90% of the course. And I'm sure, Usman, I'm sure you've completed 90% of the course. I'm sure you're going to probably qualify for all of this. So take notes as you go. Obviously, if you're not taking notes, if you're just watching it on the bus and you're sort of like playing with your hair or it's on in the background, it's not going to do any work. We want to just see that you're taking notes, you're active, you're engaged, you're paying attention. Let us know how you did. And if you use Tailored Tutors for your 3 different subjects, then this is where you need to fill in the form each time for each subject. So if you want to claim against biology, for chemistry, or for maths, then you just fill in this form. It's very short. It basically asks you for your grade, and you take a photo of your results slip, clearly showing your name and your candidate number, all that kind of stuff. Chuck it in the form. There's a file upload the file to us. We start reviewing. We want to basically get all the applications in as much as possible. We're going to start reviewing everything on the 1st of September. You will have your refund by the end of October. So that's how, and you've got the deadline for submission is the 30th of September. So you've got all of this month and all of next month to submit this form. And then we've got October to process them all, check your completion percentages for all the different courses, basically go through, make sure you sent us your form and all that kind of information that you've got there, and then we'll process everything from that point forward. So yeah, it's not a magic pill. You're quite right. It is something you kind of have to work out and work with us. But okay, so I didn't mean the offense, of course. They were just amazing. We just wanted to make it clear for your dreamers, it's your work, not theirs. Yeah, for sure.
You're absolutely right to do so. Absolutely right to do so.
James, I've got you. My inbox is an absolute horror show at the moment. I'm hoping to I haven't looked at my inbox for like a week. I saw an email from you in there. Let me respond to that. I do know it's waiting for me. I've been far busier than I wanted to be this summer with work. I've just come back from holiday and to be honest, I'm a bit scared of my inbox at the moment. I'm trying to avoid it as much as possible, but I've promised myself, but by the end of the week, so what are we, Thursday today? So by the end of the day tomorrow, you'll have a response for sure.
Jeff Goldblum's in the house.
Jeff Goldblum. Love Jurassic
got
Park.
a C in chemistry, won't be able to full TT. Should I go for the content guide or exam guide? I would say, since you've got the entire year, if you're looking to just use one, I would say content guide for chemistry. Okay, because there's going to be questions in there. You know, I'm going to be teaching you the content and how best to learn it and how to apply it. So maybe nearer the exam time, then you can add the exam guide, okay, because that's where I'm going through past papers and stuff. But if you're looking to choose one for the year, I would stick with the content guide.
Yeah, I just mirror what Richard said there. For at this point of the year, starting the year, I mean, okay, so in fact, probably a good little opportunity for us to just give you a little demo. We've changed the names of some of our courses this year. So I'll demo it biology because I'm just a biologist, but I'll just give you a little heads up as to what's was changed with Tailored Tutors this year. Basically, we just renamed things. Nothing's changed in terms of what you get or the prices or anything like that. But this is the content guide is going to teach you all the content. So if you want to learn the content, get really solid with your knowledge, then that is the one to go for. And I'd agree with Rich that throughout the year, that's going to be your main one. The exam guide used to be called the revision kit. The exam guide is going to be us teaching you. We're not going to teach you the content there. We're going to teach you how to use the content and apply it to the exam to get the best possible grades. So you're probably going to want the content guide for the most of the year. And towards the end of the year, when you start really focusing on exams and exam technique, you can either add the exam guide or just swap onto the exam guide if you prefer. And if you want both of them, like obviously probably the most effective package would be to have the content guide and the exam guide and constantly be doing exam practice, because often people will only do past papers in May. And like, it's a skill, especially in biology, speaking of my subject, learning the exam technique is maybe 25% of your marks is exam technique. So why would you leave 25% of the exam like untouched until the very end? Like you should be practicing it. I do it in my web classes throughout the year, exam technique, exam technique, exam technique. So if you want to be working on that throughout the year, then the ultimate guide just includes, it's a package of both of them for a discount. So it's, they're the prices. That's the year 12 prices right there. I hope that helps with answering your question. So I'd say generally speaking, content guide for now, or the ultimate guide for now, and then moving on to and adding the exam guide later in the year.
Can I just share a nice bit of news I've just had in my inbox?
Go for it.
So I just had an email from Ibrahim. Now, Ibrahim's a teacher we know. We have a Brainia program. You know, we got affiliate schools that work with us all the time. So I'm not going to say what school it is, but Ibrahim's a chemistry teacher down in London, and he's just shared some amazing news. So the students there have been using our course. They just got access to the videos as a Brainia school, and A star to C was 100% for their A-level results this year in chemistry, and similar centres were 64%. So most centres only got 64% A star to C grades in chemistry, and their students using our Brainia guide, using our content guide, basically, got 100% A star to C in their chemistry exams, which is absolutely insane.
That is amazing. Ibrahim, he was the same teacher. We got together with some of the Brainia teachers over the winter, and that school, they had Ibrahim, and he was using it mostly for chemistry, I think. Rich, he's a chemistry teacher, am I right?
He is, yeah.
Yeah, so the chemistry class, his chemistry class were using it, and the other chemistry teacher with the other A-level group didn't want to use it. And in their January mocks, there was on average, a 2-grade difference between the two classes. Those using it got 2 grades better than those not using it. So pretty amazing. So what was the question there from Harry, Rich? Could you take a look at the question from Harry HLZ?
Do I need a higher grade than normal applicants if I take a gap year to resit and reapply? I would say no. I think from my experience, if you're applying for medicine, they would prefer you to be kind of not resitting anything. Okay, I would say that much. But there are other ways you can impress them by, you know, doing stuff outside of college or school, outside of your A levels as well. But I think generally speaking, for most courses, it doesn't matter. Okay, I mean, at the end of the day, universities just want the best students. They want the students who are going to achieve good things, who are going to take the course seriously, and are going to give them good figures, good results at the end of the year, because that's what they're after. So they're in the market for the best students. Medicine and maybe veterinary and dentistry can be a bit more picky about stuff like that because they can afford to be. Yeah, but generally speaking, no, it won't matter a jot if you take a gap year, whether you resit, it doesn't matter. Okay, so that'll be my advice. But you know what? I'm not saying it's a no for medicine, veterinary, or dentistry, but it is a little more hard for. I would speak to universities early if those are the courses or one of those courses that you're interested in. So that's what I would say.
Okay, Ray's asked us, can I show us about the free trial? My question to you in the chat there is, are you starting year 12 this year? Are you starting year 13? I also would just mimic what Richard just said to Harry about, yeah, I think in my opinion, I think they like people who are applying with the grades in the bank, because they can offer you basically it's a conditional offer at that point, because you've already got the grades. They offer you the place or they reject you. There's kind of no middle ground. Also, doing that gap year allows you to do, I don't know, volunteering. You could do healthcare assistant work. You could maybe volunteer in a nursing home, something like that. It would allow you to get some relevant work experience, to show them that you're really keen. And you can put that, you build your application so that you've got a really strong application. So you not only you've got the grades, if you've got your whatever you need for the course, if the entry requirements are like AAB, if you've got them in the bank, then you can do all sorts of other things to boost your application to give you an even better chance of getting in, because you've got that time on your gap year. Okay, so we'll come to you, Harrison, in a second. I was just going to finish. Ray's is starting year 13. So I'm just going to show you again just the trial. I'll just go through, I think more than that, I think probably the best thing to do. So from the Tailored Tutors homepage here, you've got this black bar on the homepage. You've got starting year 12. So if you're starting year 13 for chemistry, if you're starting year 13 for maths, or starting year 13 for biology, these are little courses we've put together to give you a really strong flavor. There's going to be free live classes with us, totally free from starting next week, actually, something we've not mentioned. For year 13 students, we're going to be helping you with any homework you've been set over the summer. We're going to be giving you some of the basic building blocks you're going to need so that you start year 13 on the right foot. You're going to get a good demo of how to use all the courses, the layout, the structure, all that kind of stuff. So I would say these are the best kind of, they're totally free. You can sign up for them. That's the thing that I'd probably recommend. If you do really want to try out and look at the full free trial, we are actually going to be changing the way that it works. We're not changing the content in there, but you will see a few little changes going onto the website about how the free trial works pretty soon, which is why there's going to be some buttons down here that will just take you straight into the free trial. So you'll be able to try the content guide and just play with that. We always get, what's the difference? Which one should I buy? The question that we had just earlier on. Well, soon there's going to be just a button there. You can try the content guide, go and play with it for half an hour, for an hour, for a couple of evenings. Then you can go and play with the exam guide, see what that's all about, see how they're different, and then make your own mind up. Do you want the content guide? Do you want the exam guide? Or do you want both in the ultimate guide? So stay tuned. The free trial is a limited free trial. You don't get access to everything. You can't ask us questions. Obviously, there's lots and lots of people using that. We just simply don't have the time to answer thousands of questions for free. But there's no time limit to it. You get a selection of the videos to get a flavor of what it's like. And obviously, as soon as you buy a full subscription, you get enrolled and you get access to all the videos, ask us questions, join the regular live classes, all that kind of stuff. Oh, Rich, you're quiet. I can't hear you.
I muted myself. I didn't mean to. But as Rich was saying, we got that starting year 12 and starting year 13, which is probably the best one to get. That's not going to be there forever. It's only going to be there until maybe October half term, but you can comment in there and you can ask questions and you can come to the live classes until the end of September for free. So, if you're going to do anything, if anything's going to give you the real experience of what it's like, then that's probably that. Okay, and that's free to sign up as well. But it's only going to be there for a small space of time, because obviously not everyone's starting in the middle of, everyone starts now, don't they? Not in the middle of the year. So that's the reason.
Yeah, there used to be a time limit on the free trial. Occasionally, once, maybe sometimes twice a year, we do an unlimited free trial. We just let you in and give you like full access for a week or just a weekend, because that's the best way of you being able to experience the full course. However, it's quite a nightmare for us to run admin wise, and the volume, it's like a crazy week for us. And so occasionally there is an unlimited free trial, and in the unlimited free trial, then you'll have a limited time period. But the general free trial that's running the whole time is just ongoing, but you just get a flavor, a little sample of the content. So Harrison, the next question we have from Harrison Hall: my insurance won't accept me with my entry requirements they set out. What should I do? So clearing is the obvious point there. Richie, you happy to take that? Like,
yeah, I mean, that sounds very odd. I mean, so let's say they've said, right, you need BBB, and if you got BBB, they have to make you an offer. They have to accept you. I mean, they've given you that offer. They can't move the goalposts. You know, it's like ordering something in a restaurant for $9.99. Then when you get the bill at the end, it's like, well, it's more expensive. It doesn't work like that. So if you did meet those entry requirements, they've got no leg to stand on to say you can't be on the course. Because I don't think do they overbook courses? I don't think they do. I don't know. I mean, I'm assuming that
clearing to fill them in. Maybe he means he didn't get his entry requirements. Possibly. I mean, if you've got the offer, then they'll let you in. If you haven't got the offer, then phone them, I think, first of all, and speak to them on the phone, and then if not, then clearing, I guess.
Yeah, Harrison, they said I needed 112 and you got 104. I'm getting a priority remark on biology to get a B, and my course isn't in clearing. I mean, are they holding a place for you for that remark, Harrison? If they are, then obviously, you're kind of pinning your hopes on a remark then to get your B in biology. I wouldn't sit still though. Okay, so Harrison's just getting back. I wouldn't sit still though. I certainly would still be in clearing, because if you can go into clearing and line yourself up some other offers, okay? So if you go into clearing, it doesn't mean you've moved away from that insurance offer. If they're holding that place for you, you're more than entitled to shop around elsewhere. And when they make you an offer in clearing, that's like a reservation almost, okay? And it pops up in your track on UCAS. And only when you click the button to accept it is it official. So you can get offers from clearing, okay, and keep them handy until you get your remark back, and then you'll know what you need to do. Are you going to take your insurance because you got your marks that you needed, or are you just going to accept one of those clearing courses? So my advice is get into clearing, line a few courses up, okay? There might not be the same course in clearing as you just said, but you know what? You've got to be prepared to shift courses slightly when you're in clearing. But that's what I would do, okay? Line up a couple of other courses at universities that you're happy with in clearing, and then if your remark comes back, winner, chicken dinner. If not, then obviously you need to look at accepting one of those offers from clearing that you've got, okay?
Oh, so you're asking hypothetically about if you get the B for biology. So you do have your firm offer for your first choice, but you're not overly stoked on the course.
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, universities have been really naughty recently by offering people unconditional offers, because they say, oh, if you make us your firm choice, we'll give you an unconditional offer. But that university might not necessarily, in your heart of hearts, be your first choice. But that's, again, it's universities playing chess, trying to get the best students in. It's like, right, we'll have you, and we'll offer you an unconditional. So, okay, so that's kind of in the bag, isn't it? So that's a tough one. You've got some options in front of you, but what I would suggest is don't panic. You've got days to think about this, I would say, and that doesn't sound like a lot of time, but you don't have to make a decision right away. But poke around in clearing, okay? I would say, yeah, wait for your remark to come back before making any decisions. But you've got that time, haven't you? You've got that buffer.
Yeah, and also, I mean, you can't bank on it, but often you can switch courses at university. You can maybe do the first couple of weeks and do the first sort of run of lectures. And often, again, it's not guaranteed, and it would be a little bit risky just to take a nursing course, even though in your heart of hearts, you only want to do a paramedics course. There's a strong chance that you would be able to switch from one to the other, unless the course was totally oversubscribed for whatever reason. Then universities are often quite flexible with moving you. They don't want to lose you as a student. If you're really unhappy in a course, then they will often do their absolute very best to accommodate you, to move you onto a course that you are more excited about. So I wouldn't, if you know that you definitely don't want to do nursing, you definitely do want to do paramedics, then I wouldn't use that as my only route. But if nursing, if that's something that you are also interested in, and then it might give you the opportunity to switch over in the first term when you start in at university.
Yeah, deferring is always an option.
Yeah.
You could always defer, but you know, unless you've got a solid plan for the next year, then
yeah.
Well,
I mean, I'm a massive advocate of taking a gap year, and well, for me, it was traveling. Traveling when I was 18 after my A levels totally changed my life in all the positive ways. It helped my self-confidence. It helped me in my independence. It made me so much better socially, my emotional intelligence, all these things. I worked my ass off in a crappy job, photocopying, doing stuff like that for 6 months. And then I went traveling for 6 months, and I came back and then went to uni the next year. So taking a gap year is, for me, absolutely not a sideways step or a backward step. For me, it was a massive advantage to me going into university a little bit older, a little bit wiser. Like, I could cook, I could do all these things, I could do my own laundry. Some students, you know, who've just been looked after at home by mum or dad, and, you know, that it was quite clear that they were still big kids. I definitely felt like I was a proper adult. So taking a gap year is not a backward step or a sideways step. That's often a good option as well. You can maybe reapply for next year. But again, if that's not your passion, if you don't want to go traveling, if you don't want to do some work, if you then don't follow your passions, is probably the best advice we can give across the board.
Yeah, absolutely.
There was a question from Caitlin that's just gone off the screen on the chat saying, you can't afford to use TT the whole year. When would I recommend starting? I would say it's a monthly subscription. You can subscribe today and you can just do a month. You can unsubscribe at any point during that month, but please make sure you end your subscription at least 24 hours before your then renewal date. But you can do a month, and then you don't need to do it. I would suggest starting, getting familiar with it, realizing what's in there, using it, come to the live classes. We're doing some free live classes from now until the end of September to get people introduced to the course. That's what I would say. I'd say do a month now, end your subscription, and then come back to it if you feel like you're getting behind, if you feel like you need a bit of extra support, if you feel like you've got mocks coming up, then do another month. Just drop in, drop out. It's totally flexible. You can start and you can stop whenever you want. Yes to a gap year, says Heidi.
Sorry, go.
Well, Heidi was just saying she's applying for post results. She's working farming for a year, getting a driving license. It's crucial for a farm vet. Great, yeah. Get some experience, like figure out like what it is that profession really involves. Yeah, but especially veterinary, you know, it's a long degree. And there are various people. One of my friends did biology and then did veterinary and then ended up not really enjoying like regular vet work. And he now actually works with farm animals to some extent, but not using his vet degree in quite the same way. So that was probably £70,000 and 6 years to do something that he's not totally stoked on. So if you can find that out before you start, then well done you. Save yourself the time and the money.
Cool. I think we're about to wrap up, mate.
Yeah, I think we're about done here. Any other questions? Obviously, we'll be dropping on YouTube once in a while. We're going to be back on YouTube next week, same time, same place for GCSE results day. So if you've got any friends who are doing their GCSEs and are thinking about doing their A-levels, and maybe they've got questions about how hard is it, how should I start, how do I not get behind, all that kind of stuff, tell your mates who are just done their GCSEs. 6 o'clock, Thursday next week, GCSE results day. We'll be here doing a check-in. If you've got any other questions, maybe about your clearing and stuff like that, feel free to join us then as well, so you can jump on and have a chat with us then. In the meantime, yeah, check out all the stuff that we've got going on the website, all the new courses. If you are one of our subscribers, then when you log in, you'll see some of the course names have changed. As I said, nothing majorly has changed, just the names have changed. It will look a bit different, but yeah, you've still got all the content and all the, like, for example, all the year 2 content is now in one course. It's in the content guide. So thanks to all of you. If you do want to enter that competition, I think the final thing for us to say, if you've used Tailored Tutors and you record us a nice port landscape video of your review of Tailored Tutors, and we can use that in our promotion, So on Instagram, stuff like that, then we'll giving all those people who send us a nice video, we're giving them £30. So check out the results day competition on the Tailored Tutors website for that. Hope we've been some help, and do stay in touch as you go through your veterinary, medicine, biomed, whatever degree you're doing. Do keep in touch with us. Come back to us next year and just check in with the students and see how they've got on. So yeah, it's really nice to keep informed and know what you guys are doing. So I'd say that's it from me. I'll hand over to Rich to say goodbye, and then we'll see you next week on Next Time.
That's it. Thank you very much, guys. Go and enjoy your weekend. Whatever you're doing, don't stress. Okay, whatever your results, just make sure you get some headspace, figure out what the next steps are. And you know what? There's a whole lot of life post A level. You're about to figure that out. Okay, so I'm really excited for you. I'm really jealous, actually. I don't know about Rich, but if somebody said you could go back to any point in your life, I'll be like, yeah, back to 1999, go back to university again.
Yeah, I totally agree. And like, as Rich said, just you'll have lots of support from your exams officer, from school and things like that. And whatever decision you make, like the journey of life, whether that's going to university, going to your first choice, your second choice, going through clearing, you're going to have a fantastic time. If you follow the things that you're interested in, and then, I mean, the old adage is if you enjoy your work, if you enjoy your job, you never work a day in your life. I feel like that with Tailored Tutors. I love what I do. It doesn't feel like a chore getting up and going in the mornings. Like, if you find things you're interested in, you'll have a fantastic time at university. You'll meet some lifelong friends, and you'll build some amazing relationships that will shape and make your life what it is. So whatever the outcome is, positive mindset, do it with full passion, and you're going to be just fine. So on that note, see you next time.
See you guys.